All right, we got a flat on our Can-Am Commander. We already have the car in the air with the AGM Scissor Jack and a 1/2-inch impact. Let's go over a few tips for getting the tire changed, and then I'm going to show you everything you need to know to lift your Commander with this jack. Let's jump in. Starting off, the lugs on the Commander use a 17mm socket, which is different than the 3/4 of the jack, so you are going to need 2 different sockets for this vehicle. Also, if you're not working with an impact gun like we have here, it is much easier before you lift to actually break these loose with whatever wrench you're carrying, then lift a vehicle. That way you're not fighting against the drivetrain to break the lug nuts loose. Then once we have our 17 socket, either our impact or these broke loose, we can take these guys off. Now you'll notice I'm catching all of them. We're trying to keep these clean. We don't want them to fall in the dirt and potentially get any debris inside here, because when that goes back onto the vehicle, that dirt could create damage or galling between the threads, causing a bunch of other issues that we'd rather not deal with. Now, if one does happen to fall into the dirt, no big deal. I'm just gonna pick that guy up, knock it off, blow it off, make sure those threads are clean, and then put these in a safe spot. We'll get this guy off and get it replaced. All right, now that we got a fresh tire, couple things to go over here. First, we want to thread the lug nuts on by hand. This ensures that we don't cross thread anything, and it only takes a few extra seconds over running them on with the gun, so highly recommend putting these on by hand. As we have here. Now, another good practice is tightening in a star pattern. On certain vehicles, if you were to tighten in a circle because of a centering hub, there's a chance you could pull the wheel on crooked. Now, I'd go all the way around. I would tighten everything. I would never know from this angle that the wheel is not square. We'd go drive down the road. As the wheel then squares up from rotating, it would come loose. Lug nuts would fall off, wheel would come off, bad things happen. So as good practice, I always like to tighten in a star pattern, which we'll do now. At this point, we have the wheel on. The lugs have now seated it against the brake rotor. If you have a torque wrench, go ahead and lower the jack to get a little bit of load on the tire. Torque this to manufacturer spec, which I believe for the Commander is 74 foot-pounds. We do not have a torque wrench today, so what we're gonna do is just go around it again with the impact and then take care of that when we get back to the garage after the trip is done. All right, with this tight, we'll switch back to our 19mm and lower the jack. All right, now the repair is done, we can get back on the trail. Okay, we're gonna start with the rear lift, but first, let's grab the jack out of the mount. Now at the rear of the vehicle, the primary or suggested lift point is here along the side rail. If you feel underneath, there's rivets. Those rivets are going directly into a chassis tube, so that's what you want to locate up under. And for us, that's about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch in. I think right here where this seam comes down is a really nice flat spot, so we are going to choose that. Go up, make sure we're located on that. We're not on the little taper that's on the skid pan under here. That looks good. Go ahead and lift. Okay, now that that's up in the air, a couple other quick points. Now we chose here on the side of the car, 1, because it's easy to get to, 2, because these low travel cars don't need a lot of fancy lift points or picking up from suspension, so this just makes life easier, and 3, because this area is parallel to the ground, the lift is a little bit more controlled. It's a more direct, straight up and down lift, which is something that Scissor Jacks really like. They're not big fans of picking up on like a really steep angled suspension component and then having that kind of like go an even more extreme angle as you lift, because it causes the jack to deflect. So for all those reasons, picking up along the side of the car is your best bet. If for some reason you can't pick up along the side of the car, there is an alternate lift point here at the rear, directly under the skid pan between the control arms. A couple things to mention here. This is all steel, which means it is going to be a little bit more slippery than picking up from plastic. So you want to make sure that you locate along the rib here. There's actually, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a rib here. We're going to actually lay that in the trough on the head. That'll give us a little bit extra control, but as you lift, you just want to make sure again that this thing is not going anywhere before you take a tire off and perform whatever repair you have to do. All right, I have that positioned like we said, and now we can go ahead and pick up. All right, there we go. We have the tire in the air, ready for our repair. For the front lift, again, we're going to be picking up along the side of the car just under the rocker panel here. I'm going to locate a rivet right there so I know I have a chassis tube. And I'm going to go ahead and raise this guy into place. Double checking that I am in fact right there under that tube and not on the skid before I apply pressure. We look good, so we can go ahead and lift. There we go, tire in the air, ready for the repair. If you're not able to lift from the side of the vehicle, there is an alternate lift point up front. Just like the rear, this is a steel skid plate though, so I have to stress, if you are gonna lift from here, you need to make sure that you have a very secure connection and that the vehicle is stable before you begin your work. So the way that we're gonna do that, we're gonna place this under. We're actually going to lift on the smooth surface closest to the side that we are picking up. We want to stay away from this rib. Unlike the rear, we're not going to use the trough. We're actually going to turn this 90 degrees and we're going to land on the top flat surface here. So I'll raise that up and show you what that looks like. All right, now we are on the flat surface closest to the wheel we're going to lift, and we can go ahead and raise. There we go. Tire is in the air, ready for your repair. Wait, before you go, 2 quick tips for you. 1, if your car is drivable, please pull that off the trail, preferably to a flat, unobstructed area. This is going to do a couple things. It's going to make sure that you are not blocking the trail, and you're also not going to have to worry about getting hit. Plus, it's just safer to do work in that kind of environment. And 2, if any part of your body is going to be under the vehicle or there's a chance you're going to get into the vehicle, you must put something under the vehicle to act as a jack stand. Now, this can be a cooler, toolbox, spare tire, log, rock, whatever it is, something that is under the vehicle to act as a catch in case the vehicle moves off the jack. That way, you are going to get your job done safer and you're going to get back onto the trail quicker. Today's video had one goal, and that is to make lifting safer and easier, because how you lift it matters. I'm Bryan with AGM. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thank you for watching this episode of How You Lift It, and we'll see you next time.